Hello and welcome, Supreme Commander, Forge Alliance Forever. It's a ladder match between farms. That's Blark down here. Hopefully that name change is coming up soon. And we have T3 Mechs. This is Turin with a wonderful name, has to be said. Not sure how it isn't taken. Farms is UEF and so is Turin. Don't know if these players, I think they probably go random. Pretty sure Turin does anyway. So the map is Festia 7. It's been six before this that never been uploaded to ladder, I guess. Loaded to the vault. It's made by Farms, so playing on his home turf. And this is the map with the mountains that everyone complains about. They are quite high. The funny thing is that they were actually even more outrageous in the earlier versions, and I had to complain a lot to Farms to get him to adjust them. They're still quite high, so it can mess with bombers, so take care when you are flying air over these mountains. Transports will take a long time to drop. But you can nearly think of it like, well, it's considering it takes so long for transports to drop, it sort of nerfs them. Because you're in quite close proximity to each other. But I guess transports would be a lot nicer if these mountains were smaller. Mech Marine for Turin. And a scout. Now he's going to mid. In mid, there's some mass, a couple loyalists, and some mantis. And Turin looks like he's going second air. See, he's going to get the Hydra done. Maybe he actually kind of mistimed that. You kind of want the air factory and the Hydra done at the same time. I think he's going to have too much power now. And you can see he just cancelled some pigeons there. At least one pigeon, because now he has a lot of power. He really needed that factory up a little sooner. Because he went for the Mech Marine, he's sort of like one NG behind, or almost an NG behind. And we have a Mech Marine battle. Farms made his, but he made his a little bit later. The scouts go down. The HP is in Turin's advantage. Oh, the turn. Turin's stopped firing there for a second. And this guy survives on 4 HP. Some power overflow from Farms. It's sort of the same mistake. Too much power with this Hydra. You don't really have that many very close mexes. You have the base mexes. The next ring of mexes is kind of distant, and maybe Farms should have expanded a bit faster. He's going to mid with an engineer to get the mass, and for someone who made the map, it's not the best build order, let's be honest. Turin also overflowing power. Yeah. Slightly faster expansion for him. And now we have a tank in mid. It's now moved back. I don't know why it's moved back. Oh, the engineer is spotted by the scout. This is a free kill because this engineer is coming straight to the middle to take this mass, and it's not protected. This is a free kill. There's no tanks at all from Farms yet. He's just got a lot of NGs. There's quite a lot of natural reclaim on Festia. Quite a lot. So you definitely want to make sure you're getting that from pretty early on. And look at this. He's just stealing it. That is a bad mistake from Turin, as he even saw the engineer with an air scout. So now we have slightly better resource bar. Well, not so great. We need more factories for sure, and more power has been started. You see, he sort of just stopped building P-gens for a while because realized he had too much, and now he has some mass. He's going to go back on the P-gens again. Farms has 2 air factories, and it's building quite a few P-gens around them. Good adjacency on all his factories. Hydro and P-gens around with the air, and and factories around the mexes. And the engineer in middle dies, but not before it steals almost all the reclaim, actually, because it got basically both the loyalist wrecks, which is the majority of the reclaim. This lab got a nice kill here. Turin tried to save it with a P-gen to block the shots, but was unsuccessful. We have a naval factory on the right now from Turin. No naval factory planned from farms yet. Well, oh, they are planned. Oh, there's a sneaky bit of mass here. Of course, farms knows where that is. I had no idea that was there. Typical farms. Just put stuff on the edge of the map so you can reclaim it, and nobody else will notice. Good stuff. Right, so on the sides we have these narrow channels where you can send land units. They're very narrow, so frigates can stop attacks from these side positions. And the only other place is this middle winding path. The winding path is nice. It makes the map functionally larger for land. They have a much longer travel distance to get to the bases. And in middle, there's actually not that much to fight for back and forth. You have a couple of mexes here and 3 here. And so you can certainly push back to here, get some map control. You're probably, if you push all the way to here, you're probably gonna win the game anyway, so can be a bit more of a longer game because you can't immediately win a lot of map control by having more tanks, but there is still opportunity for raiding on the sides. You can see some army parked here. Make sure. Don't see, well, we see now the drops coming in. There's some places you need to drop here. You can actually walk up here and build a hydro. So farms is not dropping that, but back here, pretty sure you need to drop this. You can walk to this hydro, but you need to drop this mech. So there's a few drop spots. So you can see both players similar timing on the transport. They want to get enough inties out and see what's happening with the other player's air. And then after you have some inties and have scouted, then get your transport out. Because if you go straight for transport, it's very likely that it's going to be scouted because your opponent is immediately going to scout your base when he builds an air scout. And if the transport is in the building in the factory, or it's just come out of the factory, then he's going to see it. And that's just way too much of a risk for just a few outside mexes. So you want to wait and build that transport a bit later when it's safer. Frigate out, and this can do some raiding. Oh, we have a PD. That's an interesting spot for one. Could build it even closer to the edge. I wonder actually, could he build it like down here? Could probably build it all the way down here. That would be nice. And he also has a frigate over here, and that's quite good. We have a terrible mass bar though. Look at that, 1100 mass. You can really afford a lot more factories, and with a lot more factories you can get a lot more engineers to get this reclaim. Look at all of this natural reclaim. Really need to be grabbing that. You can see farms. Well, he hasn't cleaned too much of it either. Let's see his economy. He does have quite a bit more reclaim now though. Yeah, a bit better. T2 air complete for farms. He's gone for T2 air, not T2 land, and now he's gone for the gun on his ACU. So probably see more nice adjacency with T2 P-gen here. Or not. That would have been a nice spot. That works too. So we have the gun, and farm's going to be making a push. Turin's making walls. That's not going to help much versus the gun commander. And what is the plan? Well, he's denied the navy on the left side, and he has navy control on the right side. So that is really nice from Turin. One thing, well, this mex is not taken. You can just walk here, and that's that's so terrible. Oh damn, I hate when that happens. It's like on well, there, you know, that 5x5 map Aptui, and there's a mechs on the on this green decal. So I've played the map several times, and 2 or 3 times I've just not seeing the mechs because it's on a green decal. It's not good. It's maybe the worst. I mean, just not building mechs that's probably the worst mistake you can make in this game. Definitely one of the worst, without simply just suiciding. Well, Navy control on both sides. That's pretty damn nice for Turin. So there's gonna be some retribution for that because Black has more land units. He has more air units, and he has a commander with the gun on it. Let's see. Turin's just leaving. Where is he going? Why is he going back to his base? I don't understand that. Surely, when there's one front, then you want to defend that front with your powerful ACU, when really all the rest you have is just some T1 units. We have T2 land finished now and T2 PGen up. So with the T2 PGen you can definitely start making some upgrades, and he needs them badly because the Janus, look at this, 23 kills on this Janus. Some forward power gonna go down, that's annoying, and a couple of factories, they're not free either. And he's gonna lose maybe 5 mechs, definitely 2. And farms, yeah, look, this is the sign of someone who wants to push. He's spamming a load of factories forward, and they're gonna build engineers and a lot of arty, most likely. Can't really afford to add too many factories up. Oh, this attack on the right side, well, he's taking out TMD. And now, standing still, 3 Janus come overhead. And... oh, this mobile anti-air is doing pretty good against the Janus. This T2 Mex just has too much HP, it seems. Oh, he needs to go right on top of this. There we go. Just the last shot of an arty there, I think, finished off that T2 Mex. And this Mex here died, and looks like that one was 75% to T2. This one's almost upgraded now. And over here we have T2 Navy has begun for Turin as he's been pushed all the way back to his base. And now the back of his base here can be raided. There's a lot of units. But Turin does have T2 and the gun. So he's gone for T2 and gun rather than, say, nano and gun. And he needs to go use this right now. Farms, gets his first vet. That's unfortunate for Turin. Oh, there's a single tank back here. Now this tank should just stand right next to the mechs, like right on top of it. And then any damage done by air bombers is going to be done to the mechs as well. And seeing as it's not Cybern, it's not going to regen. So maybe the next raid would be able to kill it. There's no assistance on the T2 Naval Factory. And there is a mass stall as well, so it would take 3 minutes without stalling, so it's going to take quite a bit longer. And it looks like Farm's going to give this up now. He's going to retreat a little bit, fall back. He doesn't want to suicide here. If we look at the economy, certainly quite a few mechs for both players. But I think the raiding actually just kept Turin on a level playing field. If he didn't get those raids off, he would be 2 or 3 T2 mechs behind. And the real key is this T2 Navy. That has to come online fast. Oh, the Janus are flying into a lot of anti-air. Look at the bombs. Spread. But, did he lose some there? Oh, I don't see any Janus wrecks actually. Oh, now he's suicided them. There's a lot of T1 anti-air here. And that is juicy mass delivered to Turin. Now we have gunships. Oh, they're coming for the T2 Navy. They're first going after the engineers trying to build anti-air. And actually there's even tanks in range of the anti-air, so that's not going to work anyway. And Surely this T2 Navy doesn't die to just 3 gunships. I think we need a few more gunships here because there's so much HP on this factory. And now there's more engineers here. Maybe they can throw up some anti-air quickly. It's only down to 10k now. And 3 gunships is not that much. Pillars coming out. Many air factories from Turin trying to get in the air game. Still really a lack of reclaim. Look at the reclaim now, 12k to 4.8. And if we look here, why that's happened. The natural reclaim is disappearing on farm side. And it's not disappearing on Turin side. You always have to be aware of this kind of natural reclaim, because it adds up definitely over the course of, you see, 16 minutes. It adds up a lot. 12k. Now farm's got some reclaim from the front here as well from that damage, but I think it's the natural reclaim doing a lot of the work from there. Cheeky factory on the side. It's not gonna achieve much. And the first cruiser is coming out now, and actually TML from Turin. Now the problem with TML here is these fucking mountains. I don't know if he can fire TMLs over this mountain at all, and I suspect he can't. So, and meanwhile, while he's going for TML, Farms is going for shield. So we got like T2 Navy can't really impact the middle very much, the middle battle where the ACUs are going to be. TML can't really influence that battle very much either. And that seems a bit imbalanced towards Farms here. He's going to have a lot of advantages in this middle battle after this 19k shield comes online. And Turin has not that many units. He has a decent number of pillars, but I don't know. We'll have to see. What can he actually kill with the TML? That's what really matters here. And now we have all this production has gone up now in the bottom left navy, while Turin has no frigates or anything to stop this. Here comes Turin. He still hasn't fired his TML. He's walking way forward towards this shield commander. Now one thing, well, oh, now we do have T2 production for farms. We have PDs in the base. Those could be recycled by Turin. T2 mechs is under the water. Could be sniped by torp bombers very easily if Farms was aware that those are actually T2. And now 2 commanders meet, but it's not very fair fight. This guy has a hell of a lot more HP than Turin, and here come the TMLs. It's going after a T2 radar there. Not a very good target, really. I mean, it's decent, but it's not too efficient. And he does actually get over the mountain here, so that's 1 kill. One possible target is Farms commander. That wouldn't be too bad. There goes 1 T2 mechs anyway. We're gonna need to see a few more kills here. The frigates come and just force these guys back completely. Need a Destro out, and here comes the Destro. But he needs to push back so that the cruisers can actually kill the factories and keep the frigates away with the Destro. T3 mechs losing a lot of HP, and Farms has lost almost none. Gunships coming after the army here, but there's too much anti-air, too much T1A, and the gunship gets crushed. This T2 army will easily destroy it. There's quite a lot of frigates up now. Farms did really well to get that production up, because, I mean, if you just have no naval presence, it's going to be extremely difficult to stop the cruisers protected by shield boats. It's going to be so difficult. Farms gonna go after these T2 mechs with engineers. And now we're losing some army to this commander. That's exactly what you don't want. You need to save as much of these units as possible because Farms is coming in with now a better army than what Turin has, or at least it will be soon. Already has a lot of T2 on this side. He could try and... Well, it looks like he's just going to chill there. He can't really run past because of this destroyer. Another destroyer planned for Turin, and really every destroyer that Turin has to make to actually win this navy before he can use the cruisers properly on the base is a big win for Farms. So he needs to delay this T2 navy as long as possible. Now, are the cruisers targeting the production? It doesn't look like it. On the right side we had a bit of an attack, some mexes died, but overall not much damage done. Now let's look at reclaim, double for Farms more or less. Still working on the natural reclaim. Most of it's gone though. Almost all of it's gone. And Turin, yeah, he's just not taking it. And now, oh, he's lost the shield boat to the frigates. That is really, really bad. And that is very expensive. 1300 mass for a non-combat unit. It's not cheap. So Turin is trying to do what he can to defend. That's a very forward B-gen, not even under the shield that's right next to him. But yeah, he's going to need a lot more T2PD, I think. Now we have gunships. Gunships raiding outer mexes. And Turin's going for a shield on his commander as well. Now we have 3 destroyers out and a shield boat coming up. And you need like just maximum micro on this T2 navy right now, because if he can't use it to kill mexes, it's worthless. More or less. Farms going for a T3 mex right now. Oh, he already has one, in fact. He's going for his second T3 mex. Turin nowhere near that. Turin just storaging some T2 mexes. Has he even noticed the T3 mex yet? I don't know. This is potentially a problem here. This... Oh, the T2 P-gen just died to MMLs because it wasn't under the shield. Oh, that's bad. And now we have TML in range of the T2 HQ. There's no TMD on this naval HQ. There's also no TMD at the front at all, so even the back mechs, this mechs, can be TML'd. The only way this TML doesn't kill the HQ is if the cruisers defend. And really, we need way more micro on these destroyers. Just come forward, and then Farms pushes a little bit, and then Turin just clicks all the way back to his base, and then Farms just retreats. You can see he has all these Riptides. Now, Riptides, they're fine, and the frigates are fine, but like, you have to recognize that Farms is not trying to crush this at all. He's just trying to stay alive as long as possible versus the T2 Navy. Make it do as little damage as possible. Just think of how much mass has been invested here. We have 15,000 mass. 16,000, and he's already lost frigates, and he lost a shield boat as well. So closer to 20k mass into this project, and very little damage done. Now the Destros are moving in. Oh, he's given an order to the Riptides and they're retreating. Oh no. He's running all the way into range. Please. Oh, that is... Now all of the Destros... All the Destros are fucked. Now the Riptides are going to move in. These guys can't even retreat because their frigates are in the way. And that is absolutely fucked. And you can see this was the perfect time for the micro, because you look at the front, Farms is not attacking, Turin doesn't have to micro anything on the front. There's basically nothing to micro. You can just do your economy management, and all there is the navy. Just micro the shit out of the navy because it's your main weapon. And now he's lost 3 destroyers for almost nothing, and that is so fucked. Now we have another Destro moving right in close to the frigates. Damn, that is bad. Now, how far can these cruisers reach? Oh, they're just out of range of the base. They can't quite reach. Maybe Farms knows the range. he's he's measured it somehow, but he has it very well placed. And Turin, that was a strange attack there. Kind of went in alone. Is that a Ravager? Alright, we have a Rav. Gonna have a bit of a Ravager creep. Now T3 shield and gun commander, and now Farms is pushing with the Riptides and the frigates. And this is bad. In this scenario, I think you don't retreat with the frigates. I think the frigates just stand and fight, because look, these frigates can't shoot backwards. So the frigates just go on attack move, the T2 Navy retreats, and try and turn the Destros sideways so they can use all their weapons. This is bad, but also I think this is actually a mass donation with all these Riptides. That is so much T2 PD. Yeah, a bit of a mass donation from Farms there. The Riptides couldn't really push there and destroy the production. See how good the destroyer is versus this stuff. The range is so much superior, and the shield perfectly covering all the boats. The frigates wrecking these units now. Oh, almost lost the shield boat there. Oh, he may still. Oh, that is painful. And now if we look at the front, which I looked away for a bit too long, Farms has pushed back with the Rav, and then also all these MMLs, you can see, have quite a decent number of kills. Now we have 3 TMLs actually firing. Well, that's not going to get through the cruisers, surely. No. Cruisers have decent TMD. Very nice range on their TMD. And they are safely protecting a T2 HQ. But look, there's still naval production here, still Riptides. And all this mass that has been lost for Turin, it's been taken by Farms. And we actually lost some T2 mechs here. T2 mechs is dying to torp bombers finally. Those were T2 for so long, just hidden under the water. And now front mechs is dying. They're also all T2, and it looks very bad for Turin. And I gotta put it back to the Navy, honestly. Farms held it, but I think Turin... Well, I think it's where you can see why micro is actually important in this game. People somehow think micro is irrelevant or bad or not useful. But it's really quite important, especially with Navy, because of how the units work between different tech levels. You do have to use the additional range to be effective, and you can see what happens when you get surrounded as a higher tech unit. You get absolutely crushed, even by a unit as maligned as the Riptide. Many T3 RTs out should be able to actually kill this base, I think. Depending on how fast Farms rebuilding these shields. He does have a T3 commander, so if he keeps rebuilding, maybe actually he won't won't be going down. That is quite a lot of arties. Would not want to see a Janus come in on top of these. Or two Janus, maybe. That's a sad waste of air. All the Riptides destroyed them. And that is almost a T3 max here. 94%. The Riptides are coming. And there's only going to be one PD. They need to kill that, and then the mechs. It's T3 mechs. This is probably his first T3 mechs. It is. That is very sad. There goes that T3 mechs for Turin, and that's probably it. We have a massive base here. T2 Arties, Ravagers, shielded gun, T3 Commander. I don't see much hope, and oh, don't walk away from that. There it goes. The only T3 max Turin had is now dead. Farms has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, he has T3 max at the front as well. So now that the cruisers have left, he can actually TML this this HQ again. Now it looks like we actually will have a push. Finally, the cruisers go to work on the factories. The destroyers are here. Look how much mass this thing has killed. It's all mostly Riptides. So he can actually win the Navy. He's had to build like 6 or 7 destroyers to win Navy versus just T1 Navy and Riptides. That just shows you how much wasted energy there was. And yeah, there's no way Farms loses from here, I don't think. Although he does have very little, he has very little TMD in his base, but this is now the main base, and there's a lot of TMD here. And T2 Arty, 2 T3 P-Gens. He's not going to run out of, he's not going to get his power sniped anyway. He may lose some mexes though. But he's killed many of Turin's mexes. We have T3 land, we have Percy's out. His commander getting pushed back. It's a decent sized army here, but no T3 in it. A very nice amount of parashields. You can see covering the whole army, protecting, most importantly, from overcharge in this scenario. Get a good mix of parashields in there when you're making a lot of UEF land units. Definitely want parashields in there, especially versus commanders, but not only versus commanders. Very good against units as well. Once you have a more than just a few units, of course. You don't want to have one pillar protected by one parashield, for example. Turin trying to get as many overcharges in as he can. The parashields are kind of split up, but now he needs to retreat. Farm's just pushing, building arty. You can really build anything and kill Turin now, but actually there's so few units left for Turin. No T2 army left, and he also is lacking energy, can't overcharge, and he's getting completely surrounded by pillars. This is the end. You can see, well, Farm's losing all his core mass now. He would actually lose his HQ as well, but it doesn't matter. It's the exact time when Farms pulls the trigger and ends the game. I think even if, say, this failed, it doesn't really matter. Farms has so much mass, so much of the map. He can't really kill this, but there's a limit to how much damage you can do from here, and we can see that. I mean, he could probably come down here, kill a bit more, but all of Turin's base is just up for grabs. Look at this. How many arties did he make? That's just obscene. 22,000 mass in T2 arties and ravagers. Yeah, this is just taking the piss at the end. Well, GG, well played. Nice game on a pretty nice map. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.